Turn our attention now to the divisional round. You see our updated bracket here. So San Francisco will play the number one seeded Seattle Seahawks. The Rams will play the Bears. Then over on the AFC side, the Bills will travel to Denver to play the number one seeded Broncos. And the Texans will play the Patriots. Early thoughts on these four matchups?
Okay, so as I had done in the previous episode, the last episode of the season for the football season, week 18, I will, of course, make my picks. I had done that for the first time on the show. I normally don't make picks public. For obvious reasons, because this is not what I call a Pick Six show.
Nope.
That's my name for a gambling show. So, obviously, I'm not going to. So, what am I saying? Obviously, this isn't that kind of show. So.
Right.
But in any event, let's go with the picks anyway.
Okay.
Just as a reference, if people are interested, I had made picks for the wild card weekend.
Yes.
How well did my picks do? I was nearly perfect.
Yes, you are.
5-1. So keep that in mind. So to all the bookies, and I don't know if are there still bookies?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. Shows you how much I know about gambling. But to all the bookies, and to all the bettors, and to all the prognosticators who gamble and put money on the games, I say top that. There's a reason why my show on YouTube is called The Wise Guy Show.
Yes.
That's all I'll say. 5-1 during the wild card weekend.
Yeah.
Nearly perfect. And I'm not one of these professional bettors.
No.
I'm not a professional gambler. I'm a professional writer. That's my only profession. So I'm a retired journalist, but I'm a professional writer. So, like I said, that's why I play the wise guy. I'm not a wise guy,
Yes.
But as I like to say on my show, I fill the role of the wise guy right here on YouTube or on the radio, wherever you're hearing
wherever you're listening.
Wherever you get the show.
Yes.
So let's get into the picks,
Okay.
shall we?
Yeah.
So I will allow you to name off the teams, and I'll give you my assessment.
Okay. I'll just go in the order that they'll air. 4:30 on CBS, Saturday, January 17th. Also streaming on Paramount Plus. The Bills and the Broncos.
Excellent matchup. Again, we look at matchups. This is a very good matchup. The Bills had a good victory against the Jaguars. The Broncos haven't played yet. Obviously, number one seed, so they rested and recuperated, however that is in the NFL when it comes to playoffs. And so it's going to be very interesting. I believe the Bills played the Broncos last year in the playoffs and destroyed them. It's going to be interesting to see, and this is the important part, whether the Broncos defense can stop the Bills. The Jaguars had a good defense. It was touted by a number of the cable show hosts and a lot of the sports media people. It's touted by them, but that defense couldn't stop Josh Allen. So I think that the Denver Broncos have to find a way to stop the offense of the the Bills. If they can't, they will lose. So it's going to be interesting. It really depends, I believe, in this game, how well the Broncos defense plays. Not really the offense. I think Bo Nix will be able to put up enough points at times, depending on whether they're going to be a first half team or a second half team. It will be really interesting. For the Bills, they got to watch out for the Broncos' late game surge. They really got to watch out for that. So if the Bills decide to pile 30 plus points on in the first half, much like the Green Bay Packers piled 21 points, and the Broncos have a minor lead, expect the Broncos to come back. They may not score 33 points, but they'll score enough to possibly win. So the Bills have to prevent a late surge by the Denver Broncos. And the Denver Broncos defense has to stop Josh Allen, has to stop Cook, has to stop the offense. That having been said, I'm going to go with the Bills over the Broncos.
Bills over the Broncos. Okay. Broncos trying to get to the AFC Championship for the first time since Peyton Manning did it. And Buffalo trying to do the same since Jim Kelly. Two names you need to know. San Francisco taking on Seattle, 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox and the Fox One app.
Another great matchup. I love this matchup. I love that the 49ers are meeting the Seahawks again. They had a game where the Seahawks dominated the 49ers. The question is, will lightning strike twice with this matchup? And this is going to be very interesting from a couple perspectives. Number one, Sam Darnold. Will Sam Darnold be able to win in the playoffs? He's been able to win this season, and he's won some tight games, but will he be able to win? The second aspect is the Seattle Seahawks defense. They did a good job against the 49ers, and they reduced them to basically about a field goal. I think that was about it. When they played, they've got to do that again. I don't know whether they'll hold the 49ers to a field goal, but they've got to be able to stop the 49ers from scoring. You've got to stop this 49er offense. This 49er offense will put points on the board. I think the issue here with the Seahawks is they don't have a lot of playoff experience with this team. So how much that will be a factor, I don't know. The Seattle Seahawks defense has to have a good game. If they are unable to stop the 49ers, then it's going to be lights out for them. So that having been said, I'm going to go with Seattle in a very close victory.
Taking Seattle. Seattle beat the San Francisco 49ers on January 3rd in Santa Clara. This game is in Seattle. Moving to Sunday, Texans play the Patriots Texans play the Patriots 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, ABC, and the ESPN app. No Manning cast. Will that be a problem for New England?
Well, I don't think it's a problem for New England.
Okay.
It might be a problem for ESPN, but it won't be a problem for New England. What I saw the Texans in the game against Pittsburgh led me to know this team's not really ready. This offense is lousy. And despite the fact that the New England Patriots had a putrid offense, slightly better than the Chargers did in that game, their defense was the real story in that game. That may be the factor in this game. Everyone talks about the Texans' defense, but their defense wasn't great in the Steelers game. This defense needs to be great against the Patriots. And I'll be brutally honest, offensively, I don't think they have it. I think all the Patriots need to do is score enough points. The Patriots need to score at least a couple of touchdowns. You know, they had about, 15 or 16 points against the Chargers in the game just this past week. I think they need, I'd say at least 14 points. Go for 21 if you can. I think you need to score low 20s against the Texans. you need to get up. And you don't necessarily need to do it at the first. You need to get, I'd say at least to get a touchdown in the first half. Don't settle for field goals. You don't want to settle for field goals. Too risky. I mean, if you have to get a field goal, get it, but don't settle for it. Despite the fact they won that game against the Chargers, it was still a close game for a while. You don't want this to be close. I think the key is going to be the New England defense. And this is the defense that seems like it can play. They've got to get to Stroud. They got to get turnovers. They got to get sacks, more importantly. They got to stop this offense. I think the main thing is sack Stroud and to stop this offense. That having been said, I'm going to go with New England over the Texans.
Okay. New England trying to advance the AFC Championship for the first time since the post Brady Belichick era. Texans trying to do it for the first time in franchise history. Divisional round in Sunday night on NBC and Peacock, 6:30 Eastern, where the Rams will travel to Chicago to face the Bears.
This is going to be one of the best, I hope one of the best games. Again, another very good matchup. And it's going to be very interesting. I found that the Rams defense was a bit of a mess against the Panthers this past playoff. And I'll be brutally honest. Unless their defense gets together and finds a way to stop the Bears late, they may end up seeing this slip out of their fingers. They were fortunate once, but sometimes it doesn't work more than once in the playoffs. That having been said, I'm going to go with the Rams. A very close victory over Chicago.
Ooh. Okay. Upset alert there. I like it. I like it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. Where do we go to listen to the Wise Guys show?
You can listen to the Wise Guys show and watch it on YouTube at writer Albert Lanier 3434. Also, just writer Albert Lanier if you're not using the @ So at writer Albert Lanier 3434, you can go and listen and watch the Wise Guys show. I had my previous playoff edition, so I may do another one. We'll see.
Okay. He's Albert Lanier. Always great to talk football with you, and we'll see you next Monday for recapping this and a preview of the division round and previewing Conference Championship Sunday. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you, and as Mike Tomlin would say, keep watching.